Hey guys, my name is Zach Simpson. I'm from Ringgold, Georgia. I currently work for the Lafayette Police Department. I just recently went through the FBI Sniper School. I'm a certified FBI sniper. Some of the things I'm going to discuss today, a lot of people don't think about it on a sniper team, is the role of the spotter. Everybody thinks about the shooter and kind of just forgets about the spotter, but in all actuality, he has a very important role to play in that team, and I'm hopefully going to help you guys understand a little bit about those today. What I'm going to give you here is a handout. It's going to summarize what a little bit of the spotter's role, help you guys understand what I'm talking about as I go along. I'm going to describe the importance of the relationship and the life and death decisions that sniper teams face on any given day's work. Like I mentioned earlier, most people know what a sniper does, but does not understand the concept of making it into a two-man team, including the spotter involved in that. Both positions are very important. Actually, the spotter's position might even be a little bit more important than the actual shooter himself. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the spotter is responsible for while on certain missions. Give you a little bit of breakdown on that. One of the things the spotter is responsible for is moving targets, which is calculating how fast a particular target's moving and estimating how far away that target is. And knowing the ballistics of the shooter's rifle, because he'll have to calculate how far ahead that shooter's going to need to aim in order to hit the target that's moving. In order to do that, he has to know the formulas to break down as far as how fast the target's moving. Another one of the spotter's responsibilities is making sketches while they're on the mission. The sketch is very important. It's basically just a drawing of what the sniper team sees at the time of the mission. And basically it's showing the spotters want to mark landmarks in between the spotter and the sniper's position and the target's position. Easily distinguished landmarks such as telephone poles, trees, mailboxes, fences, anything that's not going to move, such as vehicles, people, anything like that you don't want to mark in your sketches. What it is, it's going to be a quick reference for both the shooter and the spotter. If they need to make a quick decision, the spotter is going to use that sketch in relation to his range card. In that range card, he's going to show those different landmarks at different yard or at different distances. So, like I said, if they need to make a quick reference on a target, on how far it is, they can compare it to the closest landmark that they have noted on their sketches. Another big role of the spotter is estimating range and letting the shooter know how much he needs to adjust for whatever the range his target's at. The spotter has to have a lot of information, a lot of math in order to do this. Not only does he have to be good at estimating range, which he's going to get his shooter's estimation as well, and they're going to come up with the best conclusion on that. But once they do find out their range and the distance of their target, the spotter has to plug in the formula and let the shooter know the adjustments that he needs to make on his scope to make the bullet hit where he needs it to hit. The spotter has to know a lot of information right offhand. He has to be really familiar with the ballistics of the shooter's rifle and the particular rounds that the shooter's shooting out of his rifle. And that just comes with a lot of studying and a lot of time out shooting on the range to get familiar with all that. Another important role that the spotter has is he has to know the temperature and the humidity of the time that the shooter actually has to take a shot. Believe it or not, small issues such as that really create problems for a shooter. It affects the trajectory of the round as it leaves the rifle. At short distances, it's not really a huge issue, but when you start taking longer shots, it becomes more of a factor. The further out you get, the more of a factor this stuff becomes. The spotter must also be able to trace the bullet through the air through preferably a spot scope when the shooter does make the shot, because he's going to need to tell the shooter if he does miss, where he missed, what the adjustments that he needs to make contact on the second shot. It's very important. He also needs to be able to watch it in case of a hit, so he can let the shooter know where he hit at. If it was a good shot, they need to make a follow-up shot in some instances, which you might have to do. These are just some of the things that a spotter is responsible for. He's also, on top of knowing all this in his head and being able to get the information to the shooter real quick, he also is in charge of all the radio traffic for the command during the entire mission. He's responsible for the entire sniper team's security, 360-degree security, because the shooter, he's going to primarily be fixed on his scope and the target in front of him. So it leaves him susceptible to getting ambushed or attacked in any other way. So it's very important that the spotter not only keeps all the information in his head and is able to provide it to the shooter on short notice, but also have the whereabouts to be able to provide the security that the team needs. And that's just a few of the things. There's a lot more that goes into it, but I hope you have a little better understanding about a spotter's position on the team. And thank you for your time.